Okay, so for today's episode of Rare, we are welcoming Michal Konstacky. So welcome, Michal.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Michal is an expert in both early and late stage clinical development, medical affairs, patient advocacy, and pharmacovigilance. So skilled in medical and marketing content development, strategic planning, and execution. Michal has led on the development of various rare disease therapies and has been involved in the startup and growth of EU and global pharmaceutical, biotech, and medtech companies. So welcome, Michal. Can you talk us through your journey so far?
Thank you very much, Laura. I think it's been a pleasure to join. And I am a medical doctor as for my background, and I also studied I'm also having a PhD, so I've been doing some research in academia, and later also in the pharma. I studied also MBA, and I have been studying also negotiation in Harvard, also AI at MIT, and law, international business law at Salford. So I have a pretty complex background, and I'm coming from a Czech Republic, but I've been living some 15 years in Switzerland, in Zurich, and I also lived in different other countries like Denmark or Spain. So I've been exposed to international world ever since.
Okay. So you mentioned there about your course at MIT. So can you expand on that for us?
I think it's the AI is taking by storm medicine and pharma. So this is a fantastic new technologies, but also bringing a lot of question marks into the current words in regards to ethics and the future of the mankind as such. But so far, the AI, which is in development, is helping tremendously, especially in the area where I'm currently working, which is rare diseases or pharmacovigilance, where some of these activities could be automated thanks to AI and facilitated and make in a much shorter time. This brings a lot of benefits, but it's also kind of could jeopardize some of the jobs in pharma for the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So why is it important when we're thinking about the rare disease space?
I think the rare disease space, I was working in rare disease and ultra rare diseases, where sometimes you have 5, 6, 7, 8 people as an expert in the whole world, and they see 1 or 2 patients, sometimes 10 a year. So their focus is mostly on other diseases, even if you are expert in this ultra rare disease space. And then the AI can help sort of to find the best practices from other therapeutic areas. They can facilitate some contacts, develop the patient advocacies, for instance, and help to navigate in the space. And sometimes some of the things which has been discovered in the other rare diseases or prevalent diseases are not known to the small cohort of patients in the rare disease, ultra rare disease. So this is very helpful to screen literature and to find the best ways how to move forward and how to find treatments, for instance. And now some of the treatments are being developed in silico. So with the use of computers, there'll be in the future there will be any animals testing done in. Thanks to the AIs, and some of the things could be done in a much faster way to identify the new targets and new molecules and new approaches. And there's also a huge influence of the technization of the medicine and pharma. So there's a lot of new technologies coming into pharma. And I wrote an article recently, and it's called "The Stealth Revolution of Engineers," and I think that there's a lot of people with technical education entering the pharma with some kind of disruptive thinking, how we could change the way the things been approached traditionally. And maybe last but not least, this is the whole question of longevity and well-being, which is also out there, which could be influenced by AI, by new technologies, and so all together, all of the fields of medicine and pharma, or our daily life will be impacted by AI.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it every day. But on the flip side, are there any areas where AI would not help that much?
I was thinking about it, and this is difficult because I was once asked by some journal to write how does the medicine will look like in 20 years from now. And when I started to think about it, I realized that everything, all the procedures will be impacted by these technologies. I mean, the decision making at your GP level, up to robotic surgeries and other things. Which will probably not be taken away is the human interactions and human relationships. But when they were asking if you ask for suggestions or medical suggestions, the AI, and comparing to your GP, then the AI was way more friendlier than, and we're way more empathetic, and kind of less questioning your motives for those questions, etc. And sort of also kind of more not being so patronizing as some of the doctors could be. So the human relationship, this will remain. So some of the jobs are still safe, and I think especially those jobs where you have some kind of multidisciplinary understanding of all the interdependencies between the fields.
Yeah, no, great. And just on that, the difference between the GP, the AI is probably a lot less fatigued as well.
I was actually, we were doing years ago, like before the AI was available, we were kind of trying to set up with a small company, with a small startup, some kind of helpline for and you need to have that for drug safety purposes, you need to have that for medical information purposes, etc. So you need to have somebody in each country you operate, and this is very costly, and you cannot really find a person to be able to answer all the questions. So this is basically in an easier way, it's a switchboard, so they just collect the questions and they send it to you. But this could be very easily replaced by some chatbots and by some of the AIs, and some of the questions could be already answered at filtered out, and you save a lot of money thanks to that, and they are not tired by being asked 20 times a day the same question, because we had like every day the same questions, which was if I take out a syringe with your medication out of the fridge, how long I can use it, and it was like the most like a question like I received like every 2 days. So that could be like a tailored answers to that, and you can really like filter out a lot of questions, and nobody would be like upset when that you ask still the same simple questions.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time to feature today. It would be great if we could share the article that you mentioned earlier that you've recently written. But yeah, once again, thanks a lot for featuring on Rare.
Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.